Hello, cyber students. Welcome to part 3 of the January 2023 exam. Thanks for following through. Thank you to all who are commenting that my videos are helping. That is music to my ears. So this video is only going to be pertaining to the graph section. So after you're done with the multiple choice, you're going to hit what's called part B-2. And part B-2 is where you have the graph. Now, the graph is either going to be a line graph or it's going to be a bar graph. And we'll do this graph together. Let's go ahead and read the directions. And we're going to start reading the directions from here. Base your answers to the question 44 through 47 on the information and data table below and on your knowledge of biology. So we're going to read this. Do not ever skip this. You might get upset when the following questions don't have anything to do with the reading. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It does not matter. You read it all, okay? So you're going to take your pencil or your pen and you're going to start reading and annotating. So let's get started. Protecting nesting habitats. Sea turtles repeatedly return to the same beach to nest, and there is no parental care once the eggs have been deposited in the nest. Therefore, the characteristics of the nest determine whether the eggs will survive or not. The mother turtle must choose her nest site carefully. Nests farther inland are more likely to dry out, and due to the distance that the hatchlings have to travel to reach the sea, there's a greater chance that they will be preyed upon. Preyed meaning that there's going to be another animal that eats them. Nests too close to the sea are more likely to be damaged by erosion or flooding. 2 endangered turtle species are regularly found around Akumal, a popular tourist destination in the Caribbean. The local beaches are an important nesting ground for the loggerhead turtle and green turtle. Okay, so we're looking at the data table and we have 2 endangered species. We have the green turtles and we have the loggerhead turtle. So these are the 2 endangered species of turtles that they're talking about. The beaches are managed by a local organization that makes daily patrols to locate turtle nests and place protective barriers around them. Night patrols ensure that turtle nests are not disturbed by tourists. Local residents have agreed to minimize light pollution by closing all shops, bars, and restaurants before 11 p.m. And local fishermen and tour boats avoid areas of seagrasses that are roped off so that feeding turtles will not be disturbed. The data table below shows the results of efforts to increase the numbers of loggerhead and green turtles. Okay, so let's take a look at our data table. So this is turtle hatching success. This table talks about the number of eggs of turtles that hatched successfully. Okay, and then we have here, these numbers over here represent number of turtle hatchlings. This one is just for the green turtles, and this one is just for the loggerhead turtles, the 2 different species. And then, of course, here we have the years. But let me go ahead and erase this so that we are very clear to make our graph. So let's start reading the directions. I can't tell you how important it is that when you get to the graph, you take your time. Don't take your sweet time, because those 3 hours that you get on the test, they fly by. But you want to make sure that you read the directions carefully, especially here, because they want you to do something very specific, okay? Directions 44 to 45. Use the following information in the data table. Construct a line graph on the grid provided, following the directions below. Let's start with number 44. Plot the data for green turtles. I'm going to annotate green turtles. They want green turtles. On the grid, connect the points, okay? They want us to then connect the points, okay? And surround each point with a small circle. Surround each point with a small circle, okay? So 1, it's about the green turtles. 2, they want you to connect the points. So plot, connect, and then surround it with the circle. So example, they show you what they want it to look like. So don't worry about 45 right now. Not right now. We're focusing on 44. I want you to take a look at this graph. The amount of joy that brings me that they put in the numbers for you back in the past. Now, I know that if you're a teacher right now and you're listening, it might piss you off that students are not being tested to see if they know how to make the proper graph and the scaling and the numbers and how many to skip. Completely understand that. But they save so much time, and hopefully they did it in class, that they were able to get some time in class to practice on how to make graphs. But the numbers are put in for you. That's insane. That is a change that I've seen from the past couple of exams. Okay, so let's take a look at the green turtles. I'm going to purposefully use green. You can't use colored pens or pencils. You're only going to have a pen or a pencil. So this is just for the purpose of the video. So the green turtles. They want us to plot the green turtles only. I know you might get nervous that you see this column here and this column and what's that? They just want you to plot the green turtles. So let's take a look. Okay, we're going to transfer this information and make it into a graph. And I want you to pay attention. It's a line graph, not a bar graph. It's a line graph. And they show you examples of what your line graph should look like. So let's get started. Number 44, green turtle. Let's start with 2006. Okay. Green turtle, 2006 was 8. All right. Here's the tricky part. You have to make sure that your plot lands on the number. Notice how this is always 0. Take a look at how they scaled this. Take a look at how they scaled it. How much does it go by? How much does each line go by? Does it go by 1, by 2s, by 3s, by 4s, by 5s? So let's see. If this is 4, then what's this? So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish that. Just in case. Okay, so I went ahead and finished it just because I wanted to, and I want to make sure that my plot is perfect. Okay, now I don't want you to make these lines that I'm making. This is just for me. I do want you to use a ruler. So I want you to make sure you have a ruler for this test. A ruler is going to ensure that you have straight, beautiful lines, and it's also going to help you see across the graph, because when you get to 2012, I don't want you to go from 2012 and here and then make a mistake. Okay, so that ruler is going to be pretty helpful. And we'll talk about supplies in a separate video on getting yourselves ready for the exam, for this particular exam. Okay, all right, let's finally get started. Okay, 2006 is 8. 2006, let me just erase this, is 8. 2006 is 8. Now remember, they want you to make that circle. Okay, so I'm going to make that circle, no problem. Okay, 2007 is 6. 2007, here's a trick. 6 is right here on 2007. If you didn't do this, you might have gotten nervous and guessed. And you know, another thing, you just want to make it as accurate as you can, because it's going to get worse, guys. It's going to get worse. 2008 is 18. Okay, 2008. Where's 18? 18 is here. So 2008 is 18. Again, what I'm doing with the pen, you're going to be doing with the ruler and a pencil. So that's 18. 2009. Please feel free to zip through this video, hyper mode, fast forward if you'd like, or if you like me doing this, then I'm glad that you're enjoying this. 2009 is 11. 2009 is, where's 11? Ooh, see? 11 is right here, right? 11 is right here. So I'm going to minimize this again a little. So for 2009, it is 11. Okay, rough estimate here. Okay, 2010 is 29. 2010, 29 is, oh, here we go again. 29 is around here. So let's put 29 around there. And then 2010 is around here. Okay, 2011. 2011 is 23. 2011 is 23. So 23 is around here. Okay, it's around here. You're going to be doing this with a ruler. So 2011 is around 23. Then last one, 2012. 2012, I'm doing dots everywhere, is 43. Okay, 2012 is 43. So 43 is around here. And 2012 is right here. Perfect. Now, you plotted all of your plots for the green turtle. Here's the key. Now remember, they want you to connect the dots. Now you are going to have your beautiful ruler and you're going to start from the first plot. Don't worry about zero. There was no zero. There's no zero. Okay. There's no 0 year. So you're going to start from here. Okay. My lines aren't going to be straight, but yours are going to be absolutely beautiful. From dot to dot. Okay. And then I'm going to clean up my graph a little. I'm going to clean this up because I want to make sure that it looks good. This is the version of you erasing with your pencil. Now, here's a question that I have for those of you. I don't know if I've mentioned this in my other videos, but you should be doing graphs. You should do your graph with a pencil. You are not doing a graph with a pen. How dare you? How dare you? You make a mistake that you're done. You can't ask for another exam, for another booklet. You're crazy. You're doing a graph with a pencil so that you can erase. Okay. Oops. And make it perfect and clear. Okay, let me not say perfect. Let me say you want to make sure that it is legible, that a teacher can see that you have a correct graph. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as perfect as you can get it. Okay, let's do the next one. Let's take a look at 45. Don't just jump into the next one and do the same old thing. We got to go back to the directions. Plot the data for loggerhead turtles. I'm going to annotate this on the grid. Connect the points and surround each point with a small triangle. Okay, I'm going to annotate triangle. And of course, we got to connect the points. Okay, so this one's going to go faster because I already explained everything that you should, look out for. All right, loggerhead. So I am going to change the color of my, well, I already changed the color, no problem. 2006 for loggerhead turtles was 4.5. Okay. 2006, 4.5 was around here. Oops, what did I do? That's a mistake. What did I do? That was a mistake. I put a circle. It's not a circle. It's a triangle. So 2006 was about 4.5 triangle. It's a triangle. Okay. 2007 was 8. 2007 was 8. 2008 was 10. 2008 was 10. This is 10. 2009 was 9. Oh, it's getting a little tricky, right? 9 would be around here. Okay. 2010 was 8. 2010 was 8. 2010 was 8. 2011 is 10. 2011 was 10 around here. And then 2012 is 14. 2012, 14 is right here. And there we go. Now, I kind of purposefully don't make things perfect, like a perfect triangle and a perfect dot, because no one is perfect. And I know that you have a friend in school that their handwriting is atrocious. You're like, dude, how have you gotten to this point in school with that handwriting? But if a teacher can read it, if they're accurate, it's correct. So let's connect the dots. Dot to dot, triangle to triangle. There you have it. Look at this beauty. Look at this. Look at the beauty that you're going to have when you take this test. Now, remember, every test is different. You might get a line graph. You might get a bar graph. But for this one, we did good, guys. We did good. So now we're going to go to the short responses. You're going to switch over to a pen because your short responses must be in pen. You have to write in pen always. If you do it in pencil, they're going to call you back from your house, from your comfy bed. They're going to say, come right back to the school, Jaden. And because it's always Jaden. Why is it always Jaden? And you got to do the whole test over. I mean, you have your answers and you write it in pen. So giving you a heads up with that. So let's read this question. Based on the information and the data provided, identify which turtle population is having the most success in rebuilding their numbers. Support your answer. Hello, the green turtles. Look how much success in comparison to the logger turtle they have. In 2011, they reached all the way to 43 hatchlings. 43 cute little turtles hatched in 2012, excuse me. And every year we see like that they did exponentially better than the loggerhead. So when you're writing your answers, do not reinstate the entire question. You don't have many lines. They don't give you many lines because you don't have to write an essay. You don't have to. Answer the question directly and always give evidence, okay? So they want to know which turtle population is having the most success. Okay, so you're going to write for this. I think you should pause it, pause the video, write the answer you think it is, and then play it out. Always do that with my videos. Like, don't just do the test what I tell you. Do the question first and then have me, play the video out so I can explain it. Okay. The most successful population were the green turtles. And then you want to give the evidence here. You can say because in 2012, 43 turtles hatched for the green turtles, and only 2012 was about, what was it? 2012 was 14. Okay. And only 2012 hatched for the loggerhead turtles. Did I need more than 2 lines? Yeah, I guess. This all depends on your handwriting. Notice how my handwriting isn't perfect. Well, I have better handwriting on paper than an iPad because, and you're like, excuses, Miss T, your handwriting sucks. It's okay. But notice how you can read it. I'm careful with spelling. I gave the evidence. It says support your answer. So you support your answer with the evidence. Don't say because this was higher than that. Like, give the evidence, give the information that the graph is giving you. Say why one was more successful than the other. Okay, let's go to the last question, number 47. This is the last question pertaining to the graph, okay? And this one's going to talk about trade-off, where one thing has to be done so the other thing benefits. Okay. A trade-off was made by the local population that has increased the number of turtles in the area. Which statement best describes the trade-off? So the trade-off also has to be true to the reading. Placing barriers around the turtle's nest made it easier for tourists to find and photograph them. Who's talking about photographing them? What does that have to do with saving the turtles? The night patrols kept tourists from raiding the turtle nest and selling the eggs. This is not a trade-off. It's not one thing being done so that the other positive thing happens. The shops, bars, and restaurants agreed to close early. That is true. Even though they can lose customers, fine, they lose customers, who cares? So that the turtles could have a better chance to nest successfully. Yes, that is a trade-off. I'm pretty sure the answer is 3 for 47, but let's go ahead and take a look at number 4. Local fishermen agreed to stay away from certain fishing areas and catch fewer fish so that the tour boats could bring tourists into. This is not good for the turtles. This isn't even talking about the turtles, so it's definitely not 4. 47, the answer is choice 3. All right, guys, that concludes our graph portion of the exam. And go ahead and move on to part 4. And we're going to keep going and moving on to the next parts of the short responses.